Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is one of the final evaluation races in preparation for Season 16, which is only 1 week away. 20 drivers in this particular lobby. As you can see, a full lobby we have for this particular run. Now, this particular stream serves several purposes. I streamed the evaluation race yesterday that didn't go particularly well as far as the consistency of the stream was concerned. It was a very hit and miss, so I've made some alterations this side, and I'm keeping a very close eye on what was going on. I did wonder whether it was a YouTube problem. It turns out it wasn't. It was problems I was having this side that I didn't have previously. So made some alterations, so I'm keeping a very close eye on all that to see if that has made the difference I need it to. So far so good from what I can see. For those that have caught up with me live, welcome to you. Make yourself known. And hello Jess, good to see you on board. Of course, I can see what my digits are telling me. I would appreciate very much if there are any stream issues from your side that I may not necessarily notice. Please say in the chat straight away so I know to fix them. Everything is looking okay so far, so I will treat this as a normal stream for now. I was a little bit delayed in getting the stream underway. Apologies for that. Young family struggle to get my youngest into bed. Never mind, all done. And here we are with VP Marek is on the top row. He was one of my guys. Game sounds a little loud. Oh yes, I was meant to sort that out yesterday. Thank you, Jess. That is something I can alter. I was going to do that. Should hopefully do it. That should help. So hello to those that have joined me live. Stream looking good. Hello Ali, good to see you, and glad to have you back in our commentary boxes as well. Okay, so let's have a look at who we've got in tonight's race. VP Marek, he was a tier 1 driver. He was one of my guys last season. Glad to see him back, but a lot of names I do not recognise. So looking forward to seeing what we have got on board. Fly-by-wire, not a name I recognise. So current pole time 1:26.487. Not a great deal between. Oh, look at that. Just over half a tenth between Marek and Fly-by-Wire. Third is THM786. New name I do not recognise you, so welcome to you. Just a tenth down at the moment. 1:26.604. F4H Murphy, a name I do recognise. Currently fourth as we have some cars coming back out on track. Return. Do you now? I don't know that name either. 1:26.986. Good to see you. As Marek has come back out on track in the Sauber, we have got... Who have we got out there? Some people that have yet to set a time. Hello, Floris. Good to see you. Yes, I am well aware that you are indeed an esports pro draft driver. Welcome to you. Glad to see you come along for the ride. Right. LOR DUIP. I'm assuming that's how that is said. Now they're in the Sauber with a time, with no time on the board. Magnussen in bright capital letters, big capital letters in the McLaren, streaming on down to start a timed lap. And Carles in the Red Bull, also without a time on the board, along with Sint RL. That's what I'm going to go with. Hello, Fela. Well done on your win in yesterday's evaluation race. It's a shame that I had so many troubles with the stream. It does look okay from my side, but yeah, if you guys are noticing any troubles, if it starts to... the frame rate starts to die, please let me know so I can then make any further alterations. But so far so good from what I can see. Marek starting another time lap, looking to improve on 1:26.487. Fly-by-wire in the Force India is just starting his time lap. I would imagine there he goes. There's one of the Mercs right behind him. THM 786 is on an out as well in the... Oh, that sounds horrid when that problem is in place. Currently third, 1:26.604 with FRH vote. Now we're seeing some much closer times in this particular qualifying session. Return in the Haas is out there on an out lap. 1:26.986. How do we say this? Crizix, I suppose. In the Williams, I think. Yes, in the Williams. 1:27.401. Just under a second to find. Get some yellow flags in sector 1. Flexes Marcy in the Ferrari. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the other evaluation races, I'm afraid, Flores. But I was very happy to see your name on the sign-up boards. Looking forward to how you do. Some yellow flags aplenty. Zerd in the second Force India, currently 8th, 1:27.665. Flexis has jumped up in position. Oh, hello. 1:26.125. You found half a second there, fly-by-wire. Oh no, you found about 4 tenths because you were half a tenth behind Marek before that lap was set. Very nicely done, Force India getting on the pole spot. Very nice time indeed. Good job for you. Where is Marek? He is in the middle of sector 2, so he's coming through turn 8. And on the short run down to 9. Oh, he hasn't got the revving bug, so we'll stick with him for now. Over to the right-hand side. Just taps the apex slightly at 10. Now streaming on down. See, those that start grid there confused me yesterday, if I'm honest. So really takes all the track he possibly can over to the right-hand side through 11 and 12. Sweeps through 13 without any bother. Onto the rumble strip, doesn't wander too far. And over the apex of 14. Now hard on the gas. Not much fuel left in the car, but he only needs enough to get him to the line. THM 786 has actually jumped up to second now, beating Marek by, what's that, 14 thousandths of a second. Round the final turn, does Marek improve? 1:26.487 is what he's currently got, and it's a 25! 1:25.804. He found just under 7 tenths of a second in that Sauber to get back on the front spot. Brilliantly done. Oh, now that's a name I hadn't got as far as reading. Is Postar Delphin. I apologise if I'm not getting that correct. That's as close as I think I'm going to get. Currently 4th. Good effort. 1:26.770 in the Ferrari. I'm getting quite a few yellow flags out there. Of course, we don't know who that is. Sint is yet to put a time on the board in the Toro Rosso. Bright pink helmet in the middle of that car. Coming through the twisties. 5, 6, 7. Heading down towards 8. Currently sits in 19th. And Dewip is on an outlap, so he's... wasn't happy. We did see him earlier. Flores, yes, you make a good point there. Yes, the top tiers. Tier 1 is actually split start times for this season. PS4s are out first at 7 PM UK time. PC guys, same times as they were before, 8 PM. And Xbox One are 9 PM for their particular start. Pretty sure I've got the two consoles the wrong way around. Pretty sure it's Xbox One is the third of the starting times. PC is definitely in the middle. But all other tiers will be starting theirs at 8 PM. Oh, that's one of the Renaults wandering back on track just behind Dewip there, as he has now started his time lap. Who else have we not seen yet? Now that's a name I do recognise, but not from Formula 1 circles. Footyad. I recognise. I've commentated on this gentleman in Project Cars before now, but not for a long time. Currently 10th, 1:28.013 in the McLaren. There's one of the Mercedes flying past him. Sam Sambo in the interesting name in the Renault. 11th, 1:28.218. Qatar in I don't know what he's in. He's in the pits, other than in the pits. 12th, 128.439. Both Ferraris coming out at the same time. And the Delphin and Flex's Marcy coming back out. Dwerg is in the pits there. 128.535. Just under just under 3.5 minutes to go. That's an unusual name for a driver, certainly on the soft tyres. Interesting. The overlay reckons... Oh, no, that's your best time that's on the overlay at the moment. Yes, soft tyres on the Mercedes of Adidas tracksuit. Kirani has gone out there twice so far. 128.780. Oh, has gone out there and set 2 time laps. Probably in sector 1 again. And who's just jumped up the order? I missed who that was. There was a definite shuffle there. There's Carles in 17th. 128.826. Magnussen 129.080 in 18th. Sint 129.622. And Shingo 129.789. Who is out there? Fly-by-wire is out there. I can't listen to that one. It's revving itself to death. Oh, well, so we have a choice. So Fly-by-wire then starting another time lap. 2 minutes 20 remaining. Anyone not on track, they will have to get out pretty much now if they want to get a timed run in. Streaming on that. It sounds weird, wasn't it, when it's that quiet? One of the Renaults we've just seen in the background there, that would be Sam Sambo, I would think, as Shingo's on a time lap according to this. It could have been Shingo though, because that is... Oh no, that's sector 3. That's on heading down towards 15. Let's see if he is looking to improve. He won't be looking at that. Oops, a little bit squirrely on the exit of the final lap, and in he comes. He's on 4 laps on those supers off, so that's had a fair amount of wear put on him. There's the Force India. Screaming on down towards 10-11 then. Stays over to the right hand side, catches the apex quite nicely for 11th, sweeps through 12. Right-hander of 13. Now through 14. Oops, that's too wide. That's not going to help your particular charge, but you will have time to start another one. And again, yellow flags out. Murphy is out there in the Mercedes, currently third, 126.441. And Delphin has retired from the session. Unfortunately, we can't look at the car to see if it's crashed, which is a shame. That is the nature of the beast, unfortunately. THM 786 in the Williams is out there as well. Not a clue. I'm on that one, Floris. I am not privy to that sort of thing. I simply get told when to turn up and shout at the microphone. I'm not privy to the kind of background planning stuff, and I suspect I would be sworn to secrecy were I to be privy to that kind of info. 20 seconds before the flag comes out on this qualifying session as THM pulls over to let one of the Mercedes through. See, where's Fly-by-wire? He's in sector 2 at the moment, so obviously on a time lap. As is Murphy, but we just saw him pulling over, so the checkered flag is out. Marek is just out there for a practice run. Fly-by-wire, where are you? Yes. You make a good point there, sir. Damage is off for these evaluation races. Of course, for the season, it is on and full as Adidas Tracksuit retires from 11th. The only reason it's off for the evaluation races is just to see. We don't really need to know how quickly your pit crews work. We need to, the people are being evaluated on their driving, so we prefer that they actually see the checkered flag, as opposed to just burying it in the wall and that's the end of the day. Futiad retires, 12th, 128.013, does not improve in the McLaren. THM 786 streaming on down towards turn 11. Once again, the yellow flags come out. Let's see what THM 786, when he gets to the end of sector 3, was around here. We don't get a delta on that one, unfortunately. Pressing on though, down the straight towards 15. What can he do as flexes Marcy in the second Ferrari jumps up to 7th? Nicely done. 126.776. Quite a big chunk of cars in about 4/10 of one another as Zerd in the second Force India jumps up to 5th, 26.640, and still third then, 126.233, improved in time and not position for the Williams. Anybody else? Is anyone else actually still on a lap? Sin is, or Sint rather, is still on a time lap. He's going to cross the line. Does he improve? He did. Up to 14th, 127.957, and that is everybody that I believe. Looking through the list, it is indeed. And there we go. It was we're just waiting for Crisix to retire from the session to signify the end of qualifying for this evaluation race. A reminder, it's not the start of the season just yet. That's next week. Hello, Gizmo. Nice of you to join us in the stream. Always welcome. Now, so far so good as far as the numbers are concerned. So is a German front row for Marek and Fly-by-Wire. Just a 10th separating the Sauber and Force India. Second row is THM 786 and Murphy. Then it's Zerd in return. For row 3, Dalfin and Flexes Marcy, the Hungarians for row 4. Crisix and Duip for row 5. Dwerg and Adidas for row 6. Then Khalid and Sint for row 7. Futiad Sam Sambo in row 8. Kata and Kearney row 9. And Magnus and Nishingo bring up the tail of the field. Now this is where it all counts. Qualifying time is all well and good, but it's where you finish that is all important. But of course, race conduct is what is being evaluated as well. Now, I'm looking at my numbers here, and it looks like the stream has held up pretty well since the start. Again, you guys watching are going to be a far greater judge of that than I. The numbers look okay. Do please tell me if there's been a problem. I would, with how quickly people were informing me yesterday, I would imagine you guys will be just as quick to inform me of a problem this time around. I'm quite relieved because, as it was, I didn't need to change a great deal to get this back stable again. But now I've said it, he's now going to fall completely on his backside because that is the nature of the beast. But so far, so good. Let us see then, as we're waiting for our drivers to ready up to signify the beginning of the race, we will have the formation lap. So that is back for this season, unless of course it starts to cause us trouble. But at the moment we will be running it. There's quite a lot of drivers having it pond up, unless we have had a mass connection issue of some description, which I certainly hope we haven't. Wow, that's a lot of drivers that we're waiting for. Makes me wonder whether we have actually had a problem. I'm just going to ask the coordinator, which of course you can't see because I'm using my using Steam for that. Found what was causing my screen to go completely black when I received a Steam message. Well, I found the solution of that was to simply run in windowed. I had intended to do that, but I completely forgot to set it. Oh dear. Looks like I may have actually fallen out of favour with the server because I can't be seen. I'm going to give it another few more moments to see if this particular problem sorts itself out. Now, this didn't happen yesterday. A few more ticks have appeared, so hopefully this will sort itself out, but it's a little bit concerning. I might have to kind of halt the stream for a moment whilst we sort this. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. So bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, as for reasons outside of my control, I seem to have gotten stuck. So do bear with me. I'm just going to pause the stream for a moment whilst we sort this out, and I will be right back. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. It does look like we have had a lobby problem of some description, as it wasn't just me having this particular problem. We are looking to get the stream rehosted, so bear with me whilst we do so. Just so that... oh, mind you saying that. Nope, never mind. Looks like we're underway. I'm just going to confirm that that is actually correct. It does look like it. It does look like we've got everybody in. Oh, possibly not. I would say we are looking at a rehost. Yes. And Magnussen disqualified. That's nice. Okay, so we are going to get this rehosted. Back underway, so apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. We will get this race streamed over to you as soon as we can. We are getting back underway, it would seem. Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. It's been decided that the quali will be rerun. So here we go again. 18 minutes to see if anybody can improve on where they previously were. It also means that we will see... excuse me. See, my voice can take it, but also just means that it gives me an opportunity to just test the longevity of the stream. Now, what we had yesterday was that it would be fine for a little while and then start to give me trouble. Didn't seem to in the first effort of qualifying, but let's hope that it doesn't this time. As you can see, 20 drivers, pretty much introduced them all last time around. So we'll see who is going to come out first. A few people coming out. Murphy looks like he's getting ready to go as one of the Red Bulls that's come out. With another one of the Red Bulls. Can't quite see that far down the pit lane. Who registers as out lap first, I wonder? It's Magnussen. Yeah, looks like Magnussen is using a control pad. By looking at the steering inputs, which is absolutely fine. Something I'm going to point out at this point, we have had over 1,000 people, 1,000 sign-ups for this league. Over 700 of which were for the main European leagues across our 3 platforms. PC alone getting 300 of those sign-ups. So a colossal turnout then. Over 150 are for our assist leagues. For the first time in AOR, we have an American contingent. Again, all 3 platforms being represented by our American brethren. And Oceania sees its 3rd season as well. All starting next Sunday. And it's absolutely a huge, huge turnout. It just goes to show how far this particular league has come. It's running its 16th season. So It is AOR's longest running. The Torosso of Dwerg is going to come across the line. DRS open. And let us see then how he does. All the power he can get out of the engine. Oh, bit of a lock-up then coming into turn 1. Goes over to the middle, catches the apex to turn 2, runs over the 1 for 3, over to the left-hand side. Streaming on down towards turn 4, heavy on the brakes. Oh, just missed the apex there. Oops, that's not going to help you. Well, that brought an end to that one for Dwerg. As a reminder, damage is off for the evaluation race so that our drivers do make it to the end of the race. We don't really want to know how they handle damage, it's how they kind of avoid damage. It's their racecraft is what is evaluated, as well as their raw speed. So along with an impressive amount of drivers, oh, a bit of a wheel banging going on between one of the Renaults and Saubers in the background. Well, that's got to be Shingo, because Sam Sambo is actually in the pits at the moment. Is that Dwip? It is indeed. That is AOR Dwip, or Dewey. That was having a bit of an argument with Shingo. We've got yellow flags out literally everywhere at the moment, as you can see in the top left. We don't know who has triggered them. It's probably just people running a bit wide, so... And Kalis is first to get a time of the ball, 1:27.9 in the Red Bull. Murphy jumps up to 26.643 in the Mercedes. We had a 25.8 for pole last time around. By that man there, Marek in the Sauber, 26.3 at the moment. THM 1:26.5 in the Williams. Oh, fly-by-wire. Resuming where he left off. Oh, FK Gaming, thank you for that. Very much appreciated for your donation there, sir. Very kind. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, 12, whilst AL1 is considered the top of the assist leagues, alas, it is not quite considered as top tier as the non-assist leagues, but it still has some very, very talented drivers within. But it does show that that AOR tries to cater for as many different types of driving styles, driving levels as possible. We have esports veterans at the top. We have fresh drivers scattered throughout the tiers. As I've always said to anybody that is spectating, looking to take part, sign up and give it a try. The F1 League, of course, is very long. It's a 21 race calendar this season. So it's a lot of Sundays. There are some break weeks in there. So it's not 21 consecutive back-to-back Sundays. There are a few gaps in the schedule, all of which are on the forums. Head over to there. Nightbot is doing a good job of spamming the website link. So head over there, sign up, get involved. Sign up for Season 16 are closed. So this season is out of contention, but you never know. You may have crazy bears like me shouting out your on-track antics. There are, of course, other games that AOR is involved with. Project Cars 2, Assetto Corsa, iRacing, to name a few. So many, many different avenues that our drivers can get involved with. Yeah, Sam Sambo has gone out on track, so everybody at least has been out on track for a bit. Not everybody has a time on the board. Sam Sambo in the second Renault getting underway. So along with an impressive number of drivers, we have more commentators than we have ever had for the F1 leagues. I know because I evaluated them. So that was a long task, but it was a labour of love. As head commentator here at AOR, it's my responsibility to ensure that we... Oh, one of the McLaren's getting... Oh, it's Footyat. The McLaren getting very tail happy there. So, that's an unusual line that Footyat's taking there. So also, of course, we had commentators from last season, that most of which have stayed with us, are seeing their commentary duties used again. We have a number of returning commentators and quite a number of new commentators as well for our various tiers. Trying to remember off the top of my head. In fact, I can look up. It's been a while since I've actually looked at the list. It's after some reshuffling, even as many as 5 tiers on the PS4 side, for instance, have got some coverage, all of which will be found here on the AOR website. On the top of my head, it's 4 tiers for PC, 5 for PS4, and 3 for Xbox One. And Jess, you are specifically asking that one. Is there mostly commentators who natively speak English or also others? No, it's not only English native speakers that are in the commentary box. Stream now has the same issue. Does it now? Yes, it does. You are quite right there, Fader. I've just had that report come in. Damn. Hopefully it will... Nope, it's not wanting to sort itself out. Typical. It's taken this long for the stream to start causing me trouble. Looks like the numbers have sorted themselves out. Do let me know in chat if that problem is still persisting. Because the numbers are telling me that it's working again. Good. Anyway, coming back to your question, Failer. We do have some non-native English speaking commentators. Of course, our commentaries are done in English, but that's not to say that people from other countries have no opportunity to be in the commentary box. Absolutely. If your English is strong enough, by all means, you're more than welcome to try your voice at it. We've had quite a number of new commentators that haven't done commentary before jumping on board. They do tend to get the lower tiers just to kind of break them in, just to take a bit of pressure off them. And of course, everybody gets evaluated, unless not everybody gets an opportunity. I did have to turn a few people away, and there is Marek getting onto the 25s again. 125.810 in the Sauber. So there we go. I hope that answers your question, Fader. You don't have to be a native English speaker, just as long as your English is strong enough. I've tried to pair people up in a way that will bring out the best in them. When we get to our next transition, I'll actually get a few more details, as Jess, you were specifically asking on who our new commentators are. So Marek then, let's actually refer back to what we are talking about here. Marek on pole once more, 125.810. Fly-by-wire in the Forza India. Once again, the German pair at the front. 126.165. Murphy, the Irishman, in third, 126.357. THM 786 was third in the previous qualifying session. Now, Failer, you joined us in the commentary box for a race last season, me and Hamish, I remember. And it was a pleasure to have you in the box. I forget why. I think you had a problem with your steering wheel, if I remember, and you agreed to hop in the box with us. That was always good. Now, I'm still getting reports that the stream status is not up to scratch, so I seem to be getting conflicting on that one. So if those in chat can just confirm whether the stream is looking okay or not, because the numbers and the report are not agreeing with one another at the moment. The Italian F1 F2 commentator. Italians are amazing at squeezing 3,000 syllables into a single sentence. Stream is fine. Yeah, the numbers say it's okay, but the report is saying that it's not so good. I prefer to believe the numbers. They are usually fairly good at this, at telling me what's what. A few more tweaking to go on. Oh, season 14. I beg your pardon there, Fader. Thank you, Jens. Thank you for also confirming that the stream is looking okay. I assume with Delphin coming into the pits quite slowly that he'd run out of fuel. So it looks like he's winding up. Yeah, I would say he's looking to start his timed lap coming around that last turn. Well, no, he's coming in the pits. He's done his time lap. Of course, his fuel indicator is on red somewhere. Already asking for what's Shingo, and there he goes. Heading down to turn 11. So let's have a look at Shingo then in the Renault, 1:29.6. His current time in 90th position. A few people coming out for their last runs. 4 minutes to go. Ooh, bit of oversteer coming out of 14, streaming on down to the last turn. Some time to find with the Renault, but he's gone too wide. That's going to invalidate that one. Let's see what his time was when he crossed the line. 29.6, he was actually half a tenth down. He's got enough fuel in the tank for another one though. He hasn't got a lot of Kurz energy though. Oh, hits the apex hard. For turn 1. Still legal though, so he could improve. Oh no, that's done it. Nope, that's throwing that one away. Shingo will not be improving this time around. Just over 3 minutes on the clock. Fly-by-wire is back out on track. That's one of the Ferraris he is dancing around. And getting some more warmth in the tyres. What have we got? 8 people still in pits, so not far off half the field. Marek is not coming out again, but still got time to sort that out, get back out and do another lap if he so chooses to. Yeah, I think it's another little bit of adjusting needed this side because I'm getting constant reports that the stream is struggling, yet the numbers seem to be fine. It was one of the Renaults is struggling to come around turn 10. Yeah, sadly, that stream, we can actually see it being visualized there. The rev LED indicator just absolutely through the roof. You can see the pedal indicators nowhere near it. That, unfortunately, is a sound bug. Nothing we can do about that. Not everybody has it. Well, let's see if Fly-by-Wire can improve. He is 3/10 off the top at the moment. Around the final turn. He has got time for another one. He's got enough fuel. He does improve, but not in position. 26.090. That's just shy of 3/10 now from the top. Is he pressing on though? Oh, he looks like it. Oh no, he is actually too low on fuel. You can see the red flashing indicator. He might do it. He might decide to press on and ignore that. Going on board with someone with the sound bug is not pleasant. Sounds like that. So that's really not... Thank you for that, Fela. That's good to know. So I won't be fiddling with the levels before next week, or at least I know where they currently sit. And Dwerg has retired along with Khalees. That's 10th and 11th respectively for them. Force India then comes straight through 11, but has... I don't know, he still goes foot down. At least seeing the pedal indicators gives us a clue as to whether they're backing off, but he's been doing a bit of lifting and coasting there. So I don't think that he will be... Oh, and that's one of the Renaults flying off. There's a Crisix, has also retired. Marek on an out lap. Where is he? That's turn 11, I think. He's got 20 seconds to start that lap. That's not enough. So he will not be improving on already impressive at 25.8. As not even he is quick enough to get over the line in 10 seconds from there. Murphy is on a timed lap by the look. Oh no, he's not. And the checkered flag is out. Duip has retired from the session from 12th, and in comes the Mercedes from 3rd as Marcy retires from 6th. Delphin retires from 5th, then 26.7, 26.5 respectively for them. THM is on a lap then, and he's already pulled off. He kind of invalidated that, unfortunately. And he's retired from session as well. Return is out there, but in the Haas over to the left, but he is low on fuel, so he's not pushing either. Zerd in the Force India, and Futiad retires his McLaren. And we'll see if he is able to improve through 14. Down he comes. Kata and Adidas, the only other people I think may be pushing. Round the last turn. And let us see, 1:27.045. Does he improve? He does in time, but not in position. Oh, he invalidated the lap. You saw at the top right, he did a 27.029. But his qualifying time remains at 0.45. Return has already backed off. What's Kata up to in the Haas? That's turn 10 rather. Looks like he's pressing on, so we'll follow him through. DRS open. Running the fuel tank absolutely dry. Round we come then through 13. Round 14. We're coming up to 14. Nope, he's backed off as well. So that's an empty fuel tank. Oh, well. Marek still... I thought he wasn't able to improve, but yes, he did. He went and proved me wrong with a 25.7. What a cracking pole time then from the Haas. Return has retired, and it's just waiting really for Kata to come back around to the pits with a very empty fuel tank. Can't do more than 80, or barely more than 80 miles an hour. Yes, I use 80 miles an hour for us fellow Europeans that use kilometers. Apologies. But I'm not going to be changing that in a hurry. Finally, the report is coming in that the stream is good. Well, I was a little confused by that one as well, Failer, but I looked away from Marek thinking he couldn't start another lap. Everyone else is either under air control or already back to the pits. And Sam Sambo in the AI controlled Renault has decided to ignore the pit lane and carry on rolling. I think we're just waiting on Kata now, and there we go. That's a very arcade-like camera from the back of Adidas. I wouldn't want to race in that. Right. Oh, some drivers aren't muted from my side, so nothing I can do about that either. Certainly not on the screen. So there it is. I can't mute them from here. So again, it is a German front row of American fly-by-wire. Murphy 3rd, THM 4th, Delphin 5, and Marcy 6th. Again, they are Hungarians side-by-side. Krizik 7, Return 8, Zerd 9, Dwerg 10, Kalis 11, Duet 12, Sid 13, Kata 14, Futiad Eddie, Futiad 15, or Footy AD, call it as you will. Kidney 16, Sam Sambo 17, Adidas 18, Shingo 19, and Magnussen at the tail of the field. Now, this is where it went wrong for us before. Let us hope we can get into the race session this time. Let us see what happens. Now, this is where it went wrong. Let us hope that everybody can ready up, or that at least we all see them all readying up. It was a lobby-wide problem. It was not just myself as I initially thought. So this is the point where any last-minute setup changes need to be done. So everybody needs to get off of their qualifying setup. We're starting to see the ticks come on the board. Hopefully they all get on the board. As you can see, I have no control at this stage. I can't force them to ready up. It's a definite problem if it takes a very long time, but they do seem to be readying up quicker than they did before. Just waiting on 5 of them, I think. Oh, Zerd just did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Steve Jackson is the coordinator. That's why we haven't seen him on track. He's the one actually evaluating the performances of our drivers. So now just down to 2, Sint and Sambo. Nice one, Failer. It's rather what we had last time, unfortunately. I mean, if this problem persists, I'm probably going to end the stream at this point, unless they decide to just run the race in whatever position the cars spawn in. But we've been here an hour now, and we haven't got to the end of qualifying just yet, so not looking to kind of keep on rerunning this. So let's hope that they do. Oh, now just waiting for Sam Sambo and Steve. Well, Steve can't ready up because he's a spectator, same as I. So let us hope then that the Renault of Sam Sambo either can or has, or does rather, ready up. A little bit of a concerning one. Ah, now that is an issue because Steve Jackson is a spectator, same as I. That's a problem. All I can really do is wait. Which is really odd because we didn't have this problem at all yesterday. And we've had this twice in a row. So I wonder, it could be some kind of synchronization problem between, well, between the people in this particular lobby. Of course, there's no way of actually being able to identify that. That's me that's done that. Probably the internet. Yes, very true there, Jess. Let's listen to something. Wind them up and let them go. What do you say when there are no words? Feel a song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. Not what you do, it's how you do it. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of time. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got a soul, you can make it. Move them out, let them roll from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. What do you do when the mountain is there? How do you answer the challenging dare? When your back's against the wall, what do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Be anything you want to be. It's not what you got, it's how you use it. You be you and I'll be me, it's just a matter of style. You can't fake it, mile after mile, feeling free. If you got the soul, you can make it. Move them out, let them roll from sea to shining sea. Ball, cannonball. Hey now, cannonball, cannonball, cannonball. Ooh, cannonball. Woo-hoo! Cannonball! That's not done live, that is recorded, and I never could get that high note. Well, with whatever drivers we have left, we're going to get this one underway. 4 lights, 5 lights, wind them up, let them go! A pretty bad start, actually, by Marek on that front row. He's had a stonker there from THM. He had a very good start then in the Williams, and look at that, the Mercedes of Murphy trying to do something on the outside. That's a Ferrari that embedded himself in the side pod there. That is Delphin. Oh, and that's Murphy in trouble. He'd fallen through the field, and that's taken the Force India off flyby with him. Oh, huge incident. That's Futian in the McLaren that slammed into the side of, of the Mercedes. Goodness me. Oh, going off here, there, and everywhere. But Marek then has managed to survive the early part of it. And thank you again, OK Gaming. Oh, goodness me. Oh, frame drop again. No, not now, not now, not now. And last time I clicked away and clicked back in again. Let's see if that's going to help solve it. I doubt it, but we'll try it. Let's see if that resolves it for now, at least. It's a very quick bug to an annoying issue. Hopefully that has resolved that particular issue. Just looking, keeping an eye on the numbers. They're telling me that it's back up to normal, but we will see. It is definitely something for me to try to resolve. I think I know what I can do about it. Apparently Zerd is a lap down. That's slightly unusual, unless I read the interval slightly differently. He's in 5th and 1 lap down. That is impressive, but never mind. Fastest lap time by Marek in the Sauber, unsurprisingly, with THM in 2nd after the pro didn't work. Oh, damn it. That's very annoying, unfortunately. Right, I'm going to have to stop the stream and start again. Sit tight. It just means me pressing a button twice, so bear with me. Sit still. I'll be right back. Okay, made a small adjustment. We'll see if that gets it back up to normal. Right, now numbers and report look good for now. So again, keep me posted on what is going on if it jumps around again. Let's check on where everybody is then. Marek is leading the way by 1.3 over THM, who has got Delphin in very, very short pursuit. Marcy is not too far behind either. Yeah, now it's telling me that it's going nuts again. Well, we will see what is what. Right, now the whoa, hello, that's Zerd and Kearney, I think. No, Kearney's in the Red Bull, so it's Kvizix. That was side by side with the Force India. Oh, that was very close. That's for 5th position. Right behind them as well. Oh no, that's Delphin in trouble. The Ferrari is off the track somewhere around turns 1 and 2. So he's now down to a 10th position as Adidas comes past as well. So we've got a small train there, as well as right behind. We jump to that. Look at this. That's Magnussen, Shingo, Murphy, and Carles. That is right there. Very, very short succession in that particular battle. Or the Mercedes. Have a look at the inside. Coming into, that is turn 8. Bit of an impact going on to lots of side-by-side going on here. Then streaming down towards turns 9 and 10. The McLaren going very, very wide. That's Magnussen. That's wandered off the road. A bad run there, though, for Shingo. He's lost the position to Callis. That's 12th. That's he's lost. Oh wow! Out of nowhere, Magnussen has a look, and then flying on the inside is Shingo, who forces the Red Bull wide. What a great move though by Magnussen, as Do-It gets himself a 3-second penalty on the board. But just, oh, that's a spin. That's Magnussen. Marek gets another fastest lap on the board, and that's Magnussen right the way down. Indeed, I do use OBS Obsession. So I think I know the things I need to change to keep it steady and consistent. Oh, is that Kearney in trouble? Oh, that's just very, very busy at turn 1. Return's gone through up to 6th. Wow, in one corner, Kearney? That's what I'm running with. It's actually now down to 9th. Adidas up another position. He's running the soft tyres as well, bearing in mind. So let's see, position change. Look at that. That's Adidas. It's up 10 or 11 positions. Up to 7th now. What a great start for him in the Mercedes. So brilliant effort there. And that's the Force India Absurd you just saw in the distance. But right up front, Marek is absolutely storming away. 2.2 seconds ahead of THM, who in turn is just under 4 seconds ahead of the Ferrari of Marcy. Krizix has got company there in 4th position. He's in the Williams. He's got Zerd in the Force India, but right behind them as Shingo and Fly-by-Wire swap position in. Look at the size of that train. That is absolutely huge. That is essentially Return in 6th, right the way down. Oh, sorry, the one particular train is 6th to 10th. Return, Adidas, Sint, Kearney, and Delphin. And then you've got this train of Fly-by-Wire. Whoops, as the Force India, rather, of Fly-by-Wire flies off the road. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been tweaking, Obsession. So hopefully it sits still now. If it does, I'm leaving it the hell alone. Oh, as Kearney's lost a position, screaming on down towards turn 1. The Ferrari looking very lively. Oh, Delphin, did he do it? He did. Sin lost a position as well. Oh, excuse me. As Dwerg brings his car in. He's now damage is not on, so they're not looking to repair anything. That's just for a tyre change, and the Red Bull having a look on the inside of Delphin for that 8th position. Doesn't quite get it done. And manages to keep on the road as, oh, Shingo, as he suddenly, oh wow, that's gonna sting. The Red Bull and Toro Rosso all both flying off the road. Futiat, oh wow, that's a lot of people. Futiat may well have kind of had a bit of an incident there and just had a lot of people near him, has been shoved very unceremoniously off the road as those Callis and Shingo tangled together and facing the wrong way. It's not Strictly Come Dancing now. But they're back underway again. Let's see who else we can find. The battle's going on up and down the field. Let's see who's we jumped to. Let's jump to 6th position of Return. He's got Adidas with him. Adidas is a pretty good start. Bearing in mind also that Adidas is on the soft tyres as well. We'll bring up that detail. There he is. In 7th, starting 17th. Starting 18th rather. Streaming on down, and there he goes. He's really getting the grips of the Mercedes on the soft tyre. Nice move. Has got it pretty much done before turn 1. Nicely done up into 6th position. Very cleanly done. Oops, the Return didn't get a good run out of turn 2, but is still keeping it on the road, trying to get the slipstream of the Mercedes ahead. But those super softs, we were seeing those change within about 8 laps yesterday. So there's probably not a lot of life left in those, whereas Adidas has got quite some way to go on those soft tyres yet, and he looks like he's going to try and close in on Zerd. So a great effort for him. There you see the Ferrari of Delphin. He's got a bit of a gap between himself and Murphy, but Murphy has got some company there in 9th. He's got Sint and Kirani in very short succession. Our long train seems to have dispersed a little bit. Although saying that, looking at Do-It in 13th place, he's got he's got a bit of a gap, but Sam Sambo, Kata and Futiat are in very short succession. There we go. That big train has kind of broken up a little bit. Futiat did not get a good run out of turn 10. So he lost a bit of time then on the Sauber ahead of him. Let's have a look. Sint on just fallen out. Oh no, Kirani is actually on the back of the, as Magnussen gets a 3-second penalty on the board. Oh, Zerd has lost a position. Oh, Zerd's... there's a pit stop. That's why they're losing positions. So that's several people. And actually, that's Marcy has gotten on... Oh, no, he must be onto the soft. Sorry, I thought he was getting rid of the soft tyres. Oh, wow, that was quick. A lot of people getting rid of their super soft tyres. That's actually early, even compared to what we saw yesterday. So huge shuffle up in the grid. What's that? 7 cars? Yep, 7 cars all coming in. It only actually leaves us 3-4 super soft runners. So away they go then. Marek being one of our super soft runners. He's been on those through qualifying. You see actually on the tyre themselves starting to look a little bit second hand. But nothing to immediately worry about. Kirani and Sam Sambo having a bit of a jostle there. Kirani, so oh no, he's caught up with I think it was Kata. It was indeed. Apologies for the coughing. I completely forgot to bring a drink up. A bit stupid of me. Oh, thank you, Obsession. That's very kind of you. I do try and keep up with what you lovely people are saying. You're spending your free time watching this and listening to me babble on. But it's also to get feedback on how the stream is doing. The stream seems to be holding up, which is good, finally. Oh, Kirani's been a bit slow, but his tyres are probably completely done. Oh dear, Krizik's getting a bit up close and personal. Jives on the inside of Marcy and of Kirani. Kirani has been jumped off the road. He's lost another few positions. Surely he's just got to get that car in and get shot of those tyres, because they are doing him no favours whatsoever. Interestingly, Marek, THM, and I think Footyat as well are not coming in, or have not come in. Side by side, Ferrari on Williams. That's Marcy jumping into 9th, and that is Kirani. Oh, Kirani is in. I was just thinking, surely he has to bring that car in. That's return. And in the no, that's Kelly's. That's return in that Haas rather, right at the back of this particular train, reforming. Zerd in the Force India was in 5th position, but of course has recently come into the pits. On they go. Oh, Shingo's gone on to super softs. Well, that's unusual. Well, you're doing a 2-stop then, because those super softs won't get anywhere near the end of the race. So either that was a mistake, or as Marcy and Krizik's very, very close together. The Ferrari just about staying ahead of the Williams, and only just though, as the Williams gives the Ferrari a bit of a shove. Is the turn right with him? The return's fallen off the back of this particular pack. Oh, look at that again. Marcy is now chasing after Kata. Is that particular? Now our top 2, Marek and THM, have brought their cars in. Hello, Nunu. And hello, Manu. Good to see you as well. Yeah, unfortunately, we had to restart. The lobby as we had a bit of a problem transitioning over from quality to race, and Marek and THM both going onto the medium tires. Oh, ouch! That's a massive slam in the tail from Krizik's onto Marcy. A couple of side-by-sides going on here. That's a McLaren. That's Footyard bringing his car in, getting rid of those super soft tyres. We jump on board with Zed. Oh, this could be 3 wide coming into turn 1. Big moment there. Marcy gets a big old shove from the Force India. Oh no, and shoving right back as fly-by-wire on those soft tyres. Now gets the fastest out of the race, 129.9. The first man to break into the 130s. Lots of elbows going on here. And again, the Ferrari of Marcy side by side with someone. This time it's return in the Haas. Doesn't get the move done. What's coming through 5, 6 and 7. Now down towards 8. And Zerd in the Force India trying to jump on the inside of 8. But can't quite get it done. Thank you, Wild Gamer. Very kind of you indeed. Have no fear. I will definitely be here for the first race. I hope to be here for the entire season, frankly. As Magnussen has brought his car in. And yep, that's a strange bug. It looks like he pits from outside of his pit crew. We saw that one yesterday as well. On to the super softs, it seems, for the McLaren. A bit of an unusual decision, but we saw some unusual strategies being played out yesterday as well. Back up to this particular battle. That, you can see, is Krizik's return Marcy and Zerd. Oh, again the Force Indian nearly introducing himself to the diffuser of the Ferrari. Oh, look at how defensive Krizik went there in the Williams. Far over to the right-hand side. Big old amount of slipstream and DRS for the Haas of return. But can he get it done into turn 1? No, well defended as Khalees brings his car in. Only 9 laps on the softs, interestingly. As Zerd has actually got ahead of the Ferrari into turn 1 and through 2 and 3. Very nicely done. Oh, and that's a big move there from the Ferrari. Rather dived on the inside of 4. And still side by side as they're coming through 5. Now coming through 6 and 7. This Force India gets back up into 9th position. And manages to hold off the Ferrari. And now the Ferrari is looking to push the Force India along. But not quite, but they have lost Return and Krizik. You just see them at the top of the shop, but it looks like Krizik has found, Return and Krizik rather, has found Sam Sambo, and the Renault, not too far ahead, is actually Duip as well. So there's a lot of battling going on everywhere. It spread out rather successfully yesterday. But that is the nature of the beast, and we have leader of Adidas. Now, of course, he started on those soft tyres, as you can see on the overlay. The Mercedes leads the way by 10 seconds over Sint, but Sint has got Marek for company. Our pole sitter looks to just breezes past into second position on those fresh medium tyres, and is going to take turn 1 fairly comfortably. THM is right there as well to get on with the job of trying to get back up towards the front. There is Duip. Woo, that's a big old slide there through turn 1. Sam Sambo struggling to keep Krizik behind. Krizik's had a good run through 1, 2 and 3. He's gotten alongside and has got into 6th position then before the end of the braking zone for turn 4. The Sam's tyres are looking a little bit second hand now. He's been on them since the start of the race. He's returning the Haas, trying to find his way past. Now switches to the inside for turn 8. Very nicely done. And oh no, a big snap of oversteer for the Renault has sent both of them into the wall. Oh, clunk. And is now trying to recover, and away he goes then. Katz has had a trouble as well on the Haas. He's lost a couple of positions, but that could also down to tyre degradation. As 10 laps on those softs seems to be about the limit, and Krizik has gotten ahead of Duip. That's for 5th place. As they come around 14. Krizik's on much fresher tyres. As they come streaming on down towards turn 15. Over the DRS line. Krizik then trying to break away from Duip. Whoops. Hang on. Duip not able really to close back inside. Having a look on big move on the inside of turn 1. Can he slow it down? Needs a bit of a nudge to get that one done. Sam Sambo's just lost that position to Kata before they get to the braking zone of turn 1. And Zerd, oh look at that. That's Marcy and Duip right in that particular battle. That's for 6th overall. Duip's holding on to that one, but Duip's tyres are very, very worn compared to Marcy and Zerd. Sam Sambo and Delphin have swapped places. Now Renault is falling through the field now. As Duip's just lost that position to Marcy. Wow, that's wide on the rumble strip. There goes Zerd as well. So the fresh tyres are a huge factor here in Bahrain. That's Krizik that's just flown through the shop. It's like Futiad and Khalees are struck in position. That's down there in 16th position. So as you can see, battling going on absolutely everywhere. Oh, just as I looked away, Futiad's had trouble and has thrown that one into the wall, unfortunately. Got a little bit too squirrely coming into turn 8 and had a meeting with the barrier. Let's check in with where everybody is. Adidas still out there on those soft tyres, probably running a bit long as he's lost quite a considerable amount of time to Marek, who has been through the pits and on the medium tyres. There is the Sauber in second, now 7.3, less than that now between himself and the leader, and Duip is in the pits, that's why he is falling through the field. In third is THM 786 in the Williams. About 2.3 behind Marek, where he's been for a while. Sint RL in fourth position. And Return gets himself a 3-second penalty. Medium tyres on Duup's car as Kata and Return swap position. They're side by side, the two Haas cars. Wow, that was a huge knock there by Sam Sambo as he came storming in and smacked into the front of Kata. That is not going to help either of them. Wow, Sam Sambo's he's been on those tyres for 12 laps and he's still falling through the field. He's got to bring that car in as he's really struggling to do anything with that Renault to keep it on the black stuff. Oops, and now he's tapped the other Haas. As the Force India, that's fly-by-wires come through. There's battling all over the place. Kirani and Khalees, the two Red Bulls, are having their battle. That's for 15th position. And Adidas is in. Adidas has brought that lead Mercedes in. He's on the medium tyres as well. Pretty quick stop for him. And Sint has brought his car in as well. So he's run well on those 13 laps on the soft tyres. Not bad at all. And that'll surely be mediums for you. It is indeed. The Red Bull has got the medium tyres on. Adidas comes out in 6th. Right behind this battle. That's for 4th now. Oh, Sam couldn't slow it down enough. Not surprised there's no rubber left on that one. So Zerd up to 5th then with Marcy right ahead of him. And Adidas has actually got a pretty good ringside seat for this battle. Directly ahead. He's got to get his tyres up to speed though, and he's got Murphy, his Verticom's teammate. Oh, wow, Murphy really wanted to get on with the job. He's going to have a look on the inside on turn 8, which he does indeed. That demotes Adidas to 7, and of course he will be pretty reliant on those ahead of him pitting, or 4 of the cars ahead of him pitting again, as Magnussen gets his name on the penalty board as well. Wrong one. There's that one I was aiming for. Marcy in the Ferrari then holding on to 4th from the Force India of Zerd. Their tyres are equally old. Part of that big block of cars that all came in at the same time. Krizix is leading that particular pack in 3rd position. 12 seconds down from THM. Oh, wow. That was an opportunistic line from Zerd there. It cost him quite a bit though. That's actually put Murphy in DRS range. And Adidas is in DRS range, but so is the car ahead of him, so it's not going to help him too much at the moment. Problem in sectors 2 and 3. That's unable to. Oh no! Oh, huge problem. That's Zerd and Marcy. As we were looking at Adidas, the Force India and Ferrari have come together. And that's now bunched that particular pack up. So now Adidas has got a lot of company there. And that's allowed Murphy to jump up to 4th. Marcy jumps on the inside of 4th. That's going to give Adidas a run on Zerd. That demotes Zerd down to 7th. It's Adidas being careful not to push his tyres too hard too quickly. Oh, and that's Zerd in the Force India looking to try and get back up the field. But not able to do so just yet. Oh, big lockup there from the Mercedes of Adidas. And now DRS open on those particular cars, and look at that battle behind. That's Delphin fly-by-wire and Return in that particular battle. We jump to there. That's the Ferrari that leads that particular train, with the Force India and the Haas in very short succession behind. It's Zerd then struggling to remake that time he's lost. Adidas now looks like he's starting to get into the rhythm on those medium tyres. Oh, that's close. Duip and Khalees have swapped position now, down there in 13th and 12th, all side by side. Super softs on the Red Bull. That is interesting, but we saw a few people try that. Oh, wow. It was a big moment there for Khalees. He's bounced off the right-hand side of the Haas, of the Sauber rather, and has gone onto the road, off the road, and that is job done then for that particular battle. Then as fly-by-wire is side by side with Return for 9th. The Haas and the Force India now streaming on down, and the Force India has got that position. Fly-by-wire now through into 9th. I think he was on the front row. He was on the front row twice. So just goes to show how random essentially this race has been, as Kirani now gets a 3-second penalty on the board. Now I've been keeping an eye on this gap between THM and Marek. It's been ever so slightly decreasing lap on lap on lap. Let's bring up what their fastest laps are, if I may. Wrong one. Oh, 3,000. I know that's not last lap, it was best lap, but that's very, very close between the pair of them. Now Marek beginning to open up the gap a little bit as Shingo brings his car in. He's down in 19th. Hello, Smeej. Whose name are you referring to? Is pronounced Return. Oh, you're talking about Return in 10th. It's not, no. Not going to be done. Not bowing to your request. Denied. Also going to keep an eye on Adidas here. He started on the softs, went quite a long way, led the race for a while, and is maintaining a decent pace in 6th. Now on the back of Marcy, who we saw tangling up with Zerd previously. As Marek now has opened up that gap up front to just over 2 seconds. A little bit of understeer there for Adidas as he wrestles that car around turn 8. He's got, that's Zerd directly behind Delphin, not too far behind him with fly-by-wire in very short successions. A lot of cars, as you can see, a lot of cars very much jumbled up. Oh, and that's fly-by-wire in the Force India in the background, struggling to get the power down. Please use Marcy for target practice. I'm sure he'll be, I'm sure he'll feel very loved. Oh, and that's side-by-side there, that's Delphin and fly-by-wire. Oh, that's very close. The Force India getting through into 8th position. Oh, the Ferrari have a look at the inside coming into turn 15. Can he get it done? No, and Magnussen brings his car in. Those super softs are done, and both of them coming into the pits. Now we're seeing a lot of other... Oh, I thought Delphin was going to come in, but opted not to. Yes, I can't wait for the next season either. As Kata gets a 3-second warning as well. Marcy is pretty close. Adidas now up to 3rd then. This is what I was rather thinking would happen, as those medium tyres now really properly biting in. Indeed, Obsession, the first race of the season is next Sunday. For PC, it is 8 PM. For PS4, 7 PM. And for Xbox One, 9 PM for Tier 1 of their respective platforms. All other tiers on all other platforms will be at 8 PM on this very channel. We have a wide range of commentators covering a wide range of different tiers across the platforms. So, oops, and that's Marcy pushing a little bit too hard coming out of 13. Yes, the 25th of September, so there's 2 more days before the driver allocations are announced. Well, that is the intended date. There may have to be some delays, just pure volume. As mentioned earlier, over 1,000 people have signed up. So whilst a lot of the allocations have, let's say, been decided, but certainly have had a lot of consideration done. Of course, our last evaluation races are happening right now, this, of course, being one of them. Oh, that Stitch getting clear. A Stitch? Sid, rather. I'm mixing names up now. Oh, Kirani's in trouble. Yeah, that's not how you go through that particular set of corners. He's gone off the road at turn 14. Why is it not official? It's because not all of the allocations have been agreed upon yet. That's why basically the evaluation races form part of the actual racing element forms part of the evaluation process. That's why they're called evaluation races. Oh, Kirani, that would be an appealable penalty, I think, because it did look like he would now speed in time. Do I even know when the GT3 driver allocations are happening? I haven't had a chance to look at the GT3 side for PCAS 2, so I'm afraid I don't know on that one. So let's have a look in, as most of our battles are dealt with, although Zuert, as someone was correcting me earlier, I've forgotten who it was, is under pressure by Murphy! Coming into turn 11, then trying to get the inside move done. It's not going to be forcing the outside through 12 and 13. Now, is he going to try and switch around the inside of 14? There he goes. Can he get it done? No. Brilliantly defended by the Force India. Can the Mercedes get the drive he needs? Delphin has brought his car in. 13 laps on those softs is long enough. Oh, it's going to be the inside for the final turn. Still very, very close. And the Mercedes runs the Force India out of the road. Here it comes. That's Marcy in the Ferrari right with him as well. DRS and Slipstream on the Force India. Jumps out, but is he going to try and claim the Mercedes as well? Did look like for a second they were thinking about 3 wide, and the Force India has jumped past the Mercedes. What a great move that. Oh, wow. That was a slightly over-opportunistic move there by the Ferrari. Sends Marcy off the road. But Murphy continues to push that Force India along the road. I'm not putting that many U's in the name. I said Zuert. That's as close as I'm getting. Oh, there's a battle. Oh, again, look how close that Mercedes is. There's a battle for 13th. I can see Sam Sambo Kata and Futiat as the Force India of Zuert gets back into 6th position. Murphy not quite got the drive he needs out of 10 to re-challenge, but that battle is by no means done as Shingo gets his name on the penalty board. There, that's the battle I was referring to. It's actually much further apart than I realised, so we'll jump back to that one later if it closes up. But Murphy then, this is the closest battle we have for position, closest to the top of the field as well. Streaming on down towards 15 then. Heaving on the brakes down to 3rd, catches the apex, uses up all the available road. And there you see Marcy in the background. We saw Delphin get very, very sideways, trying to challenge these two. Is he going to have a look? There he goes on the inside of turn 1, and he's going to get the inside line for the first one. Does the Force India have an answer? No. And that is, oh, and one is a little bit too wide on the exit of turn 2, and that is Murphy up to 6th. Fly-by-wire, the other Force India is right on the back of Delphin as well. So there's a battle there as Sam Sambo and Kata are side-by-side coming through turn 1, both of them on the medium tyres. Oh, and the ass of Kata jumps up into 12th, just manages to demote Sam Sambo in the Renault. Wow, goodness me, we're looking at the same people because it's the same people in the battles. Ooh, bit of a lock-up there from the Force India of Zuert. But can't get the drive he needs to re-challenge. Oh, look at the Ferrari side-by-side. Oh, well, they look side-by-side from that particular camera angle, so either Delphin's had a really bad drive out of turn 11, or that was a slightly lying camera perspective. He has got the Force India fly-by-wire. Bear in mind, he started on the front row. Right with him. Wow, this race has actually flown by. He's already lap 22. Oh, wow. And that'll be Magnussen. That's pulled over, letting those past him that's on a lap higher than him. Which is absolutely the correct thing to do. Can I bring that? No, not that one. See, I need to remind myself on... oh, the Force India fly-by-wire on the inside of Delphine. That's for 9th. He's got it done and hangs on to it through 2 and 3. The Ferrari coming straight back at him. He's going to have a look on the inside of 4. Can he slow it down? Very close. There was no impact there. That was rally cross-driving by the Force India. Bangs onto the front left of the Ferrari, but neither car going off the road. And they remain in their respective positions. But you've got to hand it to Adidas. Look at the positions he's gained. He had a pretty bad qualifying, but it was probably opting for a contra strategy. It's really paid off now, up there in 3rd place. Great job for him. The Ferrari then losing the tail of fly-by-wire in the Force India. Also keeping an eye on the numbers. Looks like the stream has behaved itself for the remainder of the race, which is quite nice to see. Whoa, wrong one. That's that I'm actually aiming for. Flyby-Wire's actually got the fastest lap of 29.4. I completely missed that. Wholeheartedly apologise for that. Other side, Delphine is closing back here. Well, certainly the Force India is closing in on the next Ferrari down the road of Marcy. Oh, you are really pushing that car hard. Lap 23 of 29, 7 to go. This evaluation race was of course delayed because we had to redo the qualifying due to a lobby problem. Oh wow, that's a huge move by Delphine. I don't think that's going to quite happen. He's going to wander too wide on 2. Oh dear, that's a slightly unorthodox way of trying to take the position, but Flyby-Wire is still right there and does relinquish 9th back to the Force India. By choice or not, he's still gone down to 10th. And on he continues. Murphy and Zurt are still in their battle. That's for 6th place. The Mercedes sliding that car around turn 8. And Futiat has brought his car in the closing stage of the race. One assumes he's going to go on to... Surely he's going to go on to Sipsoft. Yes, he does. He's going to go. He wants that fastest lap. So the Mercedes and the Force India still in very, very short succession. There's battle for 6th. Oh, is that Sint directly ahead of them? It is. So they could catch. Well, it depends on how well Sint manages those tyres, but they could reel in the Toro Rosso. Murphy's had a good run out of 15. He's going very sideways, very, very slippery the way he set that car up. Flies past the Force India way before the braking zone of turn 1. And jumped. Oh, big impact between the two though. Oh, Fly-by-Wire and Marcy side by side. That's 8th position. Fly-by-Wire has been flying for quite some time. He's living up to the first part of his name. Now the Ferrari side by side. There's Marcy and Delphine coming into 4. And Marcy has to relinquish that position to the 2nd Ferrari. No point calling them teammates. We all know they're not at this stage. Oh, and Sint's already been nailed by the Mercedes of Murphy. So Sint has had a problem somewhere. Oh, wow, that Force India gets very, very close. I think those tyres are not biting in very well. They've only done 10 laps, so Sint not having a good time in the closing stage of the race. Less than 5 to go. Unfortunately, Red Buck well and truly on Zurt's car. A look on the inside of 14, but not quite enough pace. And look at Murphy, he is gone from this particular battle. Force India is going to get the inside for 15 then. It doesn't look like Sint has an answer. He's going to try a switchback, but nowhere near enough traction to pull that move off. So Zurt then into 6th. Murphy up to 5th then. Brilliant recovery drive for him, but it doesn't look like Sint's really didn't throw in it out just yet, even with, mind you, Zurt had DRS, so yeah, it would have been impossible for Sint to have an effective answer to that. Two Ferraris still very, very close together and still within DRS range of the Force India ahead, so still plenty of racing to do. And Marcy nailed to the back of the other Ferrari. That revving bug is very difficult to listen to. I apologise for that. Streaming on down towards turn 8. Oh, and that's one of these awkward positions that Delphine finds himself in. Does he protect himself from the car behind, or does he try and push on? That's already Sint falling into the clutches of Fly-by-Wire. So Sint is just falling down through the field. So we've got less than 4 laps to do. Very close. But keeps it on the lack stuff. You see just how much time Sint is losing. Shingo gets another penalty on the board. Interesting. I thought Fly-by-Wire would commit to that one. Oh, wanted to get a decent run on the outside of turn 15. but could not get the space he needed. Now blast past the Toro Rosso, the two Ferraris in very, very hot pursuit. Is Delphine going to have a look on the inside of turn one? He's going to try and get the pair of them. Surely he's going to fly off the road. Does actually manage to keep it on the black stuff, but did partly take fly-by-wire with him. And Sint now down another position as Marcy flies through. It goes from bad to worse to disastrous then for the Toro Rosso of Sint, as he continues to fall through the field. Only 12 laps on those mediums, so you can see the leaders have done 17 on theirs, and that's rather consistent with what we saw yesterday. Oh, Shingo in the middle of that particular battle. He'll need to get out of the way. That is Zert on Murphy. The Force India trying his best to keep up with the Mercedes. But look at that battle behind them. That's the battle we were just looking at. That's Delphine fly-by-wire. Marcy Sint is still in there, but as we've seen, is falling off the back of it. That's the view from Marcy. Falling off the back a little bit of the two ahead as we now head into lap 27. Oh, that's wide for fly-by-wire. That's going to put Marcy right on his case now. Streaming on down to turn 15. The Toro Rosso is out of DRS range then, and it's got return right behind him. Down the South Finish straight, then let's see what is going to happen. Will the Force India try a move on the inside of Delphine at turn 1? No, he doesn't. Oh, it looked like Marcy thought about an inside maneuver on the Force India, was too far back for that. Through 2 and 3. Heading on down towards 4. Looks like Marcy backed off a little bit. Oh, fly-by-wire, very ragged. Coming through 4. Now through the twisties, 5 through 7. I'm not saying it like that, Smeej. No, refuse. Still denied. Oh, Shingo trying to get out of the way. Couldn't really do it any earlier than that. I thought Delphine's going to get DRS off the back of the Renault. Oh, Shingo really needs to back out of that. He's in a pretty awkward position side by side with the Force India. You should have really backed out a bit earlier than that. But presses on nonetheless. We haven't looked at our leaders for a while because they're not near anyone else. Oh, it's... oh no, Sint spun it. Back underway. There's just nothing left. He's managed to burn those tyres completely to the ground. The Toro Rosso continues, but is well and truly struggling, I think it's fair to say. Back to the start finish straight. We're on the penultimate lap then. The Ferrari defending and almost banging off the wall. Oh, that's going to be side by side with the Force India, but no, the Ferrari does manage to defend that with us. Marcy getting past Shingo in the Renault. Whoa, that's a very tight line that Delphine opted to take, committed to the defensive line very, very early on. Oh, is there going to be a switch back for the Force India at turn 4? Can he get it done? Oh, bounces off the side pod. Doesn't quite get the move done. Well defended there by the Ferrari. A bit of a nudge then coming through 7. And down into 8. The Ferrari's just not letting that one go. And why should he? But fly-by-wire's going to have the inside of the next corner. Marcy had a big snap of oversteer, but has managed to hang on to the position. And finally, fly-by-wire comes through into 7th place. That is very nicely done. And Zert has caught up with Murphy, it seems. Problem in sector 2. And oh, Delphine's back up into 7th. Fly-by-wire is now stuck right between the two Ferraris. Wanders wide on the exit of 13. And another yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, and look at that. Delphine trying to break the toe. The Force India having none of that. Looking at the inside of 15. No, doesn't commit to it. Now the final lap of the race. What a battle here. This is the 6th. That's the view from Marcy. Can't. Whoa, and Delphine again come into the defensive line. Fly-by-wire goes through, but can he hold on to it? Marcy goes very deep on the inside of turn 1. Very close again. The Force India runs the Ferrari out of the road, but the Ferrari keeps his foot in it. Delphine back up into 7th position. And Zert and Murphy having their battle. They swap position briefly. The Force India's all out of shape. I think he's lost the rears very much so on that car. He's actually got the oldest tyres of the three of them, and Marek's already crossed the line. We didn't see the Sauber cross the line. THM takes second. Adidas, he's away down, but he's going to take third. Obviously throws it into the wall. Well, let's keep an eye on the battles as they continue to rage. Zert on the back of Murphy coming through 11. And Delphine defending from the other Force India, a fly-by-wire. As Dwerg and Kirani have across the line, a lap down. And there is Adidas. Great effort. Started 18th and finished in third. There's Krizix. Across the line in 4. Murphy is going to hold off the Force India. Wow, that's a lot of oversteer on the Mercedes. But he's going to take 5th position. Oh, Delphine has forced that Force India off the road at the final turn. And he's going to hang on to 7th. Fly-by-wire 8. Marcy 9. Turn in 10th, right up the tail of the Ferrari. It looks like Sint, after just burning those tyres to nothing, is going to take 11th place. Do it. We haven't seen him for a while. With Kata right behind. Over the line for Do It then. As of course now the penalties start jumping around and reordering everybody. Do It's actually listed as in the lead for a moment there. That slightly was odd, but Kata then in 13, and that's everybody. No, we're not doing post-race interviews for this one. No. Nope. Hooey! A couple of drivers still with their microphones open. The German flag on the top spot. A well-deserved win for Marek. Failure took the win yesterday. Marek taking the win today. Both drivers were tier 1 last time, and I hope to see them in top spots this time as well. Right. Interview you. Nose meat. So there it is then, confirmed. Marek taking the win. THM 2nd, Adidas 3rd, Krizix 4th, Murphy 5, Zert in 6th, Delphine 7, Fly-by-wire 8, Marcy 9, and Return taking the last of the top 10 with Sint in 11, Duip 12, Kata 13, Kalic 14, Sambo 15, Dwerg 16, Kirani 17, Futiad 18, Magnussen 19, and Shingo rounds out our order. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with me throughout this test stream. Again, apologies for the... Actually, I just noticed the stream quality's died again, but we're right at the end, so it doesn't particularly matter. Gives me a few more things that I need to adjust, and adjust them I will. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And there's one more week to go, just 7 more days. This time next week, we will have the season properly underway. Thank you very much, and good night.